Thursday night on the ISC Sports Network, and there is no better place to be. It is the Frankfort Hot Dogs and the Clinton Prairie Gophers on tonight's special presentation here on the ISC Sports Network. You see Frankfort's record on the screen, 14-6. The Gophers coming in at 8-13. A Clinton County matchup, bragging rights on the line, and it is a mental health awareness game to top it off. So a lot of sponsorships, a lot of things to get out of the way over the course of our broadcast here tonight, and an exciting night. As Laura Archibald joins me, I am Sean Walker, and here is why. Because Healthy Communities of Clinton County have partnered with us to do another mental health game, and tonight the Colts are on board as well. How about that for part of the campaign?
Yeah, we're really excited. We have been doing these mental health games for several years, but also the Colts, they've been doing this for a lot of years too. So since 2020, the Kicking the Stigma campaign has been going on with the Indianapolis Colts, and this year we're glad to be able to partner with them on some games.
That's awesome. And you were telling me off air on the broadcast before it started, they've donated like $31 million, right?
Yeah.
And they were also named, let me get this right, the Humanitarian Team of the Year on the ESPYs for their Kicking the Stigma campaign and what they've done in the community.
Yeah, and that's a huge honor. One of only 3 football teams to ever get that award, and they've been nominated like several times for this exact campaign that they do, but they finally won this year, and I think that's really neat. It's a great tribute to the late Jim Irsay.
So what a great night. We've got 2 teams that are going to battle it out on the hardwood. We've got a mental health awareness night. The Colts are involved. Laura's here. I'm here. You're joining us. What could get better on this Thursday night, right?
I don't think it does.
It does not get better than that. We want to thank you for joining us here as part of our pregame, brought to us by Dayton Ginded Funeral Home, where they put family first. And as we roll through this, you know, let's go to the gym real quick and let's talk about. They did a little bit of a presentation earlier. We were able to catch a portion of that. We want to show that to you right now, and then we'll tell you more about it. There was a presentation earlier. You saw them all get in the circle. They were mic'd up. And Laura, tell us a little bit more about what this means and how you get the county schools involved.
So we've been, like I said, doing this for several years now, and all of our county schools participate. We do it across many, many sports so that we're hitting a large audience, right? Not everybody's a volleyball player or a fan, so we do it across many sports. And we also do it out of the county. We've actually done it out of the state of Indiana, done it at the collegiate level, middle and high school levels. So what we did there in between games was a presentation in where we had the players participate, and they actually also got members out of the crowd and talked about mental health statistics. And the first statistics at the beginning were like isolation statistics and talking about statistics related to mental health and suicide. And then at the end, she brought everybody back together into that circle to talk about connection, because connection is really the counterbalance of isolation and depression, anxiety, all of those things. And, you know, we also work in the field, you know, of addiction, and we always tell people the opposite of addiction or sobriety is not, or the opposite of addiction is not sobriety, it's connection. And the same is true in mental health. You just have to have that connection to something or someone, and that's where that 988 call line really comes into play. You know, sometimes when you feel isolated and alone, you don't feel like you have anyone to talk to, there is that 988 hotline that you can always call or text. There's always somebody there 24/7 that you can connect with.
And you see that up in the top or right on your screen. It'll be up there throughout the entire night. 988 is all you have to dial. It's basically the 411, the 911 of mental health awareness, and you can call that, and people are standing by 24/7. Just to note, these mental health awareness games are part of the Stepping on Stigma campaign through Healthy Communities of Clinton County. For more information, you can visit their website at healthyclintoncounty.org or give them a call at 659-6063. As we continue to roll through our pregame show here, let's take a look at our first look with these two teams here tonight. Brought to us by the Willow Creek Barn, where nature's beauty meets rustic elegance. You see on the screen the overall records and conference records of the two teams. Frankfort coming in on a high. They've won 5 matches in a row, 12 sets straight, including the Frankfort Invite for the first time in about 15 years, I believe. On the other side, the Gophers, they've been on the struggle bus a little bit, 1-4 over their last 5. But this is a youth movement for head coach Kathy Martin and her squad. 2 freshmen and 2 sophomore in that starting lineup. And one of the sophomores did not play volleyball last year, so she's technically a freshman. Correct. When it comes to experience on the floor. Again, we want to thank Healthy Communities of Clinton County and the Willow Creek Barn, some of our sponsors here tonight. We're going to step aside as they do the national anthem here in the gym. When we come back, we'll get you our players to watch, our starting lineups, all kinds of stuff here on the ISC Sports Network.
Healthy Communities of Clinton County is committed to reduce the risk factors contributing to chronic disease, including health disparities by decreasing stigma and encouraging positive changes. HCCC is here for the community with systems of care navigators, insurance assistance, prenatal classes, mental health programs, substance use prevention, and more. To help make the healthy choice the easy choice, contact us at 659-6063 or through our website, healthyclintoncounty.org.
The Willow Creek Barn has been voted the best of weddings on the knot for 4 years running. The Willow Creek Barn has earned its reputation for a reason. With breathtaking grounds, a stunning barn, and a staff that goes above and beyond, making sure that every detail is perfect, your wedding day will be seamless, joyful, and unforgettable. From the first look to the last dance, your happily ever after starts here. To book your dream wedding, visit thewillowcreekbarn.com. Welcome you back to the gym here at Clinton Prairie High School. A wonderful turnout on the crowd here this evening for this volleyball matchup between two county rivals. You see the Gophers, they're wearing the purple mental health jerseys tonight. On the other side, the Frankfort Hot Dogs in their blue. Let's take a look at our players to watch first here for tonight's matchup. And for the Frankfort Hot Dogs, it's Jalen Smith, the senior. She is having an amazing senior campaign, 450 assists most notably. But look what else she contributes. Kills, digs, aces. She's doing a little bit of everything for the Hot Dogs.
She is.
On the other, go ahead.
She really has more digs than she'd like, but that's because they're picking on her so she can't set.
But, hey, she's making the most of it. On the other side, it's the young lady, the freshman, Kendall Friedrich, having a great freshman campaign as well. 88 kills. She's got 7 blocks, 145 digs, and look at the 34 aces from a freshman through 59 sets.
Yeah, so Kendall's doing a really nice job for them, and one of the things that really people don't realize is what a great job she's doing in the back row for them on serve, receive, and on defense. Struggles a little bit on consistency in hitting, but when she gets a hold of a ball, watch out.
Our starting lineups tonight brought to us by Ardente Dental, where healthy smiles start here. The Hot Dogs starting lineup tonight, much of what we've seen for the season so far. Lily Rockhold, Emily Gilgihosa, Chloe Mowdy, Jalen Smith, Adelaide Keck, Caroline Queen, and Grace Myers is the libero for head coach Kia Rushton. For the Clinton Prairie Gophers this evening, head coach Kathy Martin, her starting lineups are going to be Ellie Brettenacher, Emerson Kaser, Avery Lennon, Alexis Perez, Brooklyn Morris, and Kendall Frederick and Campbell Carter. Again, starting lineups brought to us by Ardente Dental, where healthy smiles start here. Laura, without delay, how about your keys to victory tonight?
So the keys to victory tonight, consistency. The big change in Frankfort over the last 5 matches is they are so much more consistent than they were early in the season. When you look statistically match by match, that's the change in those last 5 matches. For the Gophers, that's what they're struggling with, hitting a negative hitting percentage on the season. You can't hit a negative hitting percentage and have a winning record. Emotional regulation, county rival game, mental health game, you know, a lot of people in the crowd, everybody there that you know, a lot of emotional regulation. Probably that pendulum swings in the favor of the Hot Dogs. They have an older, more experienced team. And then preparation. You better believe that these two coaches have scouted each other, and they share, they share tape. They're friends, on and off the court. And I promise you, these coaches want to beat each other very, very badly, and these kids want to beat each other really, really badly. So I promise you that each team has prepared specifically for the team on the other side of the net.
Our keys to victory, or keys to the match, brought to us by Healthy Community, where healthy choices are key to a healthy life. Our officials tonight, brought to us by Dayton Getting a Funeral Home, putting family first, Tony Mainers and Trayton Burgess. It's an awesome night. You can see they've got a junior high match going on behind the screen back there as well. So lots of volleyball. And what I thought was cool, Laura, is during that mental health presentation, they stopped play on the other side of the net, and those teams came out to see what was going on this side of the floor. So very, very cool stuff happening, not just volleyball.
Yeah, and there's a mental health resource table that is there as well. The coaches, you can see, have mental health shirts on, black and red for Clinton Prairie, black and blue for Frankfort. Those have been at every mental health game this season, and those are also for sale at the game so that we can spread that awareness throughout the community.
Lineups are set. Teams are ready to rock and roll. Looks like the Hot Dogs are going to start out with the serve first. It will be Queen who will put the ball in play here for the Frankfort Hot Dogs. Outstanding crew for you here tonight on ISC. Elijah Mash, our director, Sam Wall on graphics, Tony Stewart on camera. He got to play double duty tonight because his daughter plays for Frankfort. She is a setter on the JV team.
That's convenient.
There you go. Obviously, Laura Archibald, and I'm Sean Walker. Match starts out with a serve. The pass is a little too long, and Lily Rockhold takes full advantage and puts the Hot Dogs on the board first. Queen statistically has been one of the best Hot Dogs from behind that service line. I noticed on the stats after the Tipton game, or Tipton match, that Jalen was able to catch her in aces, with Lily Rockhold kind of hanging out right behind both of them. And Rockhold is feasting right now on the overpass. Wait, nope, she reached over the net, so point goes to the Gophers.
Just has to go up flat plane with that net, not come over and get it if the setter's trying to attempting to set. So you have to give credit to Alexis Perez there for going up and attempting the set.
I want to notate tonight, too, that I think this is the first time that I've seen Coach Kathy Martin with her hair down. She's letting her hair down a little bit tonight, feeling good about it.
Yeah, she doesn't have it down very often, I would agree.
Diving effort there. Hot Dogs take a 3-1 lead. And this is going to send Keck back to the service line. She was absolutely on fire when we covered her on Monday night against Fountain Central.
She served amazing that night.
Hot Dogs have had a big week. We got the win against Fountain Central. They defeated Tipton. This will be one of 4 matches this week on our airwaves of the Frankfort Hot Dogs. We'll have them again on Saturday morning. That one's an early start. I'll get the exact time for you. I believe it's around 11 a.m. I know Laura and I have to find out for sure because we have to be there.
We should.
That's Perez on the set. And the block is there. Mowdy and Rockhold team up that time to shut that one down.
Clinton Prairie getting in a big hole here early, and that is not what they need to do.
Tonight's match for the Hot Dogs would be 6 straight if they're able to pull out a victory here this evening. Bit of a roll for the Hot Dogs. Head coach Kia Rushton. Rockhold, big swing, powers that one home. And there is an intensity here in the first set that I have not seen out of the Hot Dogs this season. They have come in laser sharp and focused.
Yes, they have.
This timeout brought to us by our friends at the Frankfort Eagles. Post 976, serving the community since 1905 with over 900 members locally. The Frankfort Eagles offer something for everyone. For more information on who they are and what they do, visit FOE.com or stop by the Frankfort Eagles at 408 North Main Street. We also want to thank our friends at Laser's Edge Turf and Excavation, keeping your property looking sharp and projects moving forward. From mowing and lawn fertilization to directional boring, trenching, and excavation, we deliver precise and reliability every time. Cutting clean, digging deep, building strong, that is Laser's Edge. So a quick timeout taken by Coach Martin.
A smart time taken out. I think that, you know, one of the things for Clinton Prairie is they either pass really well or they fall apart. That tends to be their trend this season. They really just have to get it together with serve receive. They really haven't even had an attempt on offense because they've been passing so terrible. That was a little bit better. And there you go.
You got the dink over there. That was Emerson Kaser, the freshman, leads the team in kills with 108 on the season coming in.
That wasn't an easy set to tip over either. She saw it and made that because that was really pretty far off the net for a tip.
An ace here as Gilgiosa has that one go off the side of her arm. So out of the timeout, Gophers run 2 points back to back here. They cut the lead to 3. A loud and raucous gymnasium here tonight. That serve a little long. The air gives the point to the Hot Dogs. And that'll give the serve to Jalen Smith. Jalen was our player of the match on Monday against Fountain Central. We saw her really get everybody involved, and it fed through the team, right? I mean, it wasn't just Rockhold who was getting fed. I mean, she was setting middle. They were moving Rockhold off the pin and bringing her in other places.
They were.
Everybody was getting swings.
They were in offensive harmony on Monday night. It was so pretty. That was a nice dig there.
Kaser in the back row, I believe, with the dig. And then the Gophers earn the point here as Frederick hammers one home. Rockhold out of the back row. Gophers send it over. Rockhold went over on 2, felt good about that swing. You hear some whistles. It's not inadvertent whistles. It's the whistles coming from the match in the background. Rockhold powers through the block there, earns the point.
That is the only bad thing about 2 matches at the same time.
Yeah.
But these players are used to it. They play in tournaments almost every Saturday in gyms like this with multiple courts. And if they play club ball, they play, you know, where they're used to many teams in the same gym.
Now, the other night, we saw Coach Rushton elect to pull Rockhold and give her a rest, let her sit a little bit, and they would bring in Carmen Vega. They're electing to allow Rockhold to serve here, and she's a very strong player from the service line.
She is, and maybe this is just a little too close for comfort right now. Beautiful dig. It was a nice defensive effort. Nice up by Campbell Carter.
Carter, the libero here for the Clinton Prairie Gophers. She's one of the juniors on this team. Her and Brett Knocker see a lot of playing time.
Campbell, a really good leader for this team also. You know, she's not a real loud kid, but she is a good, solid leader, leads by example.
That pass and timing a little off there, looking for Frederick. Rockhold back to serve again. 6-point lead for the Hot Dogs here in set number 1.
And we talk about this a lot, Sean, like you think that the advantage is when Rockhold is on the front row, but so many times it's when she's from at that service line.
Nicely done there. Able to send that one across. I believe it was Avery Lennon who just set it towards the back corner and earned the point. She'll earn a break here as well. Carter on the serve, into the net. And that's the one thing tonight, Laura, that the Gophers can not afford to do is give away free points.
They cannot. Absolutely not. They have to pass well, and they have to serve in bounds. They just can't make those kind of mistakes.
Great idea, just a little wide of the court. Perez tried to go over on 2. I've been really impressed with Alexis. She was really good last year as a freshman, and then started earning quite a bit of time on the basketball court as well as a freshman, and you can see already she's going to be a key to, I think, Gopher sports for the next few years.
Yeah, she's very athletic.
That one lands home. Another point for the Hot Dogs. Their lead now out to 8. See that Frankfort student section right in front of you?
Those are some noise-making sticks that were part of the stuff sent by the Colts for the Kicking the Stigma. You can see the Colts, their logo on those. Bam Bam sticks, I think they call them.
There you go. I know they're fun at a game until the kids are doing it in the back seat of the car on the way home, and when it's a 3-hour trip from like Cincinnati or somewhere.
Yeah. Not that that's happened to you.
I've confiscated those before.
Or it's fun till they're hitting each other with them, or you.
Mr. Forrest is in the building, the hard hat wearing hot dog fan right there. Doesn't miss a Frankfort sporting event, especially when it's nearby like this. Clinton Prairie, one of the rural schools here in Clinton County, just outside of Frankfort.
Nice up by Perez. That's the little things right there, right? Yeah. Just get that ball over and in bounds. Like, that isn't that hard. And those are those unforced errors that just add up and add up. I mean, that with a few missed serves, and it's you know, the difference in this ball game.
You see teammates communicating on the floor and helping each other out. And we're going to call on you at home. If you're watching tonight, we want you to help us prioritize mental well-being and make accessing help easier than ever. Help spread the word about 988 and other resources, because every person here deserves the support they need to thrive. You see that there, America's first 3-digit mental health crisis line. And Laura, we've talked about it on previous broadcasts when we've done these mental health nights. It was awesome that they had like a suicide prevention line, but it was this very long number to try to remember.
Right, and if you're in crisis, are you really going to look it up, right? Like, it needed to be a 3-digit number that people remember, just like 911. Back in the day, there wasn't 911, and people would have to look up the fire department, the police department, you know, those things. It's same concept, same theory here. That easy to remember 3-digit code, and not only can you not just call it, you can text it.
Serve here for the Hot Dogs, or for the Gophers, excuse me. They trail 16-9. Make that 17-9 as that one's hammered home by Queen. Hot Dogs have made their all the way around and through their service rotation here as Queen started out the match. Battle at the net. Rockhold sends it back row. Good pass there. They set middle, and big hit there. That's Brooklyn Morris, one of the seniors on the squad. There's only 3 seniors on the team.
Yes, and really she's the only senior that sees significant playing time. So when we talk about the youth movement at Prairie, it is a true
Very
youth
youthful.
movement. Yeah. That was a perfect example of how well the Gophers can play when they pass well.
Rockhold too much on that one. Another point back to the Gophers. And if there's one thing we've seen this season in our coverage of Clinton Prairie, they don't go away easy. I was looking at their scoring average per set.
It's very similar to
They're
Frankfort.
around that 19 to 20 almost every single set. And the ones that they lose, they're usually very close towards the end.
Yes, they are. It's the inconsistency that ends up getting them. But they have so much potential.
I know the future of Clinton County volleyball looks very good. You've got Rossville with a couple of young players over there. They're coming off of a sectional championship a year ago, along with a diverse group of upperclassmen. You've got Frankfort here, and most of these players are coming back next year. Jalen Smith and Addie Keck are the two that are going to graduate. The rest of the players are coming back.
Now, Jalen Smith will be a huge,
yes.
I mean, those are huge shoes to fill for sure.
These Gophers, every single one of them pretty much are going to return next year. Got a player into the net here. Goes Perez.
Yeah, I mean, really, Brooklyn Morris is the player that they'll have to look to fill. But they do have, Clinton Prairie is a very strong 8th grade class, so that's encouraging.
Hot Dogs lead 21-11. Got a 10-point margin right now. And there's a kill opportunity for Jalen Smith she almost put away. Look at that pass. That's crazy. And when you talk about big shoes to fill, it's not just when Jalen's standing there and the ball comes perfectly to her and she sets it right to her hitter and lets it go. She had to run 10 feet to get to that, basically set it backwards. I call it bumping, bump set spike. Bumping backwards, and it was a perfect pass right to Rockhold.
Yeah, she's very, very good. Beautiful, beautiful serve.
That one catches the inline. Hot Dogs with a dominant performance so far here in set number 1.
Clinton Prairie has to get their passing game together. It's been terrible in game 1. And even when they haven't been aced or shanked a ball, they're still not. I mean, I can remember one pass that I felt like was passed up to the target area. Really, you want that within one step of your setter's zone. And I remember one pass there in this entire set, Sean.
At Davis Comfort Solutions, we understand that your comfort is important. That's why our team of highly experienced technicians will strive to be your go-to when it comes to your home, shop, or businesses heating and cooling needs. For more info on financing and special offers, visit them online at daviscomfortsolutions.com. 23-13. Gophers serving, trying to go on a little bit of a run here at the end of set 1. Maybe try to steal some momentum going into set 2. And Frankfort has other plans. Sophie Michael going to check in now for the Hot Dogs. Jalen Smith will look to serve set point here. Smith goes over on 2, catches the Gophers, not ready. And Frankfort going to take this one 25-13, a dominant first set for the Hot Dogs. We'll step aside when we come back. More volleyball heads your way on ISC.
Day and Ginda Funeral Home, proudly putting family first, strives to care and honor the families of Clinton and Carroll County in ways that share the loved one's story. In our effort to serve your family at the highest of quality, we have added our own crematories, one for your loved one and another crematory for your furry family members. Contact us for information on how we can serve your family. Day and Ginda Funeral Home, putting family first.
In this town, game day starts long before kickoff. It's the work behind the scenes that makes champions. At Tier 1 Meat Company, we prep with the same focus, discipline, and pride as the hometown heroes we feed. From our block to your block, fuel every victory. Tier 1 Meat Company. Mission, feed the fans. Standard, champion quality. Scan the QR code for a game day upgrade.
At Laser Edge Turf and Excavation, we take pride in keeping your property looking its best and your projects moving forward. From expert commercial and residential mowing to lawn fertilization that keeps your grass healthy year-round, we've got your yard covered. Need more than lawn care? We also specialize in directional boring, trenching, and full excavation work. Whether it's maintaining your curb appeal or tackling big jobs underground, trust Laser Edge and Excavation to get the job done right. Let us tackle your next project. Give us a call at 670-2286. Welcome back to Clinton Prairie High School's Frankfort Hot Dogs take set number 1, 25-13, and lead 1-0 over the Gophers. This portion of our broadcast tonight brought to us by Day and Ginda Funeral Home with locations in Frankfort, Flora, Mulberry, and Rossville. The compassionate and experienced staff at Day and Ginda Funeral Home are dedicated to providing a loving and genuine environment for you to honor your loved one. For more information, please visit dayandginda.com. Day and Ginda Funeral Homes, where we put family first. We also want to thank the Willow Creek Barn, where they've been voted the Knott's Best of Weddings for 4 years in a row. Nestled just outside of Frankfort, Indiana, the venue offers stunning indoor and outdoor ceremony options with breathtaking photo opportunities, providing the perfect backdrop for your dream barn wedding. To start planning your unforgettable day, visit thewillowcreekbarn.com. Laura, tonight also is a mental health awareness night, as you know. I want to thank you for your sponsorship here on the ISC Sports Network and helping spread the news of 988 and mental health awareness and kicking the stigma like the Colts campaign says. And just as athletes train their bodies, they must also train their minds, correct? I mean, prioritizing mental health leads to improved focus, confidence, resilience, ultimately enhancing your performance on and off the field.
It definitely does. And, you know, I always feel like a very well-trained athlete has to also work on their mental health. You know, some of the Colts players have really stepped up and talked about their mental health struggles and the things that they've had to do to keep their mental health strong. And I think that applies for all people. It's not just something that you're reactive to, it's something you have to be proactive about as well.
And it's awesome that when these larger-than-life forces and these big, strong men are able to say, hey, I deal with this too. I think that resonates within the community, and it lets people know, hey, look, they're going through it as well. I'm normal. This isn't abnormal. This isn't normal to feel this way. And here's resources that I can go use to help me feel better and learn how to navigate this situation.
I totally agree. And I think even more so when we're talking about, like you said, big, strong, athletic men, this persona that men have to be strong, but you have these big, burly, strong football players saying, hey, mental health affects me too. And so I think that message really comes across strong, and it really touches the lives of a lot of men.
We obviously want to thank their Colts and their support, and it's awesome that they were honored at the ESPYs. Another athlete that stands out to me that did this, and he was one of the first ones that I remember hearing coming to the forefront, was Kevin Love. The basketball player said, you know, I deal with it, and I've had to go seek help. And he started speaking out, and when he did that, it like opened the door, and more athletes kind of poured into that arena and said, hey, me too, hey, me too. And so you see it all the time. If you watch documentaries or things on these athletes and their training, it's the same thing that you can implement in your daily life, whether it's, you know, yoga and stretching, or what's the other word I'm looking for, where you sit and just kind of like sit in quiet
mindfulness.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, journaling, therapy, you know, music's one of my things. I know that was one of Jim Irsay's things, like music. You know, different things work for different people, and you know, you can learn what those things are for you. And I always feel like, you know, everybody would probably benefit from at least a couple therapy sessions in their life to learn those. I always say, have the tools in your tool belt, right? Doesn't mean you use the tools all the time, but when you need them, you've got them. And
Meditation.
You can pull them out,
There's
right?
the word I was looking for a minute ago. 3-3 all tied up here in set number 2. A much better start to this one for the Gophers.
Playing great defense and passing very well are the Gophers.
They earn the point here, and you see some momentum start to swing their way just a little bit as they take the lead. Whatever Coach Martin said to them in between games, And it could have been something as simple as, hey, we got to match their intensity. They came in here with a focus ready to go tonight.
And it's, it's always that fine balance of calm down but be intense, right?
Yeah.
And you could just see the nerves in that first set. So they've definitely kind of refocused in this set. They look much better.
Frankfort ties things up at 4 apiece.
I know people probably wonder, what if the Colts raised and spent $31 million on for mental health?
Yeah.
And so to answer that question, research is a big part of what they do and treatment. They also spend money, though, on things like this, and it's stigma reduction. And when we talk about things and making it okay to not be okay and making it okay to talk about mental health, that decreases barriers for people in seeking treatment for mental health disorders.
Colts off to a great start this season. Mr. Daniel Jones, we're affectionately calling him Indiana Jones now. We've kind of claimed him, right, as one of ours.
He is.
Proving all the doubters wrong, and he's having a fantastic season so far. I know that I went from being kind of bummed about football seasons here and what are we going to do to, hey, we're 3-0. Let's go, baby. I'm on the train. Let's roll.
I never left the train. I'm pretty excited.
After being tied up at 4 apiece, Frankfort now has rattled off 3 straight.
Got to go to the Broncos game, and it was probably the most exciting Colts game I've ever been to. So.
Hey, that one worked out well for me as well. I was brokenhearted when the kick missed, and then only to find out a flag had been thrown and we get a second chance. Boom. Love it. Gophers get that point there. They pull back to within 2.
That was the young Avery Lennon on that kill. Solid hit. You see the potential right there in those little spurts of the Gophers. When they pass well, they play well. What I would like to see, one thing I think the Gophers could do better is when they send free balls over, just like on that play, send it over to Jalen Smith. Make her pass so she can't set.
If you're going to give them an opportunity, don't give them their best option, right?
That's right. If you're going to give them an opportunity, take Jalen Smith out of the mix. Nice hit.
Able to power that one by the Hot Dogs, pull back to within 2. Brooklyn Morris comes back in, and that'll send the libero, Campbell Carter, back to the service line. Upcoming schedule for both of these teams, we hinted on it earlier. North Putnam for Frankfort. We'll see that one on Saturday. You can watch it right here on the ISC Sports Network. Their following match you'll see as well. That one's at Clinton Central. We'll have that one for you. For the Gophers, they play Eastern in their next matchup before a big matchup with the Rossville Hornets. Both of those are conference matches for Clinton Prairie, and right now they sit in 3rd or 4th place in the conference at 3-1, but it's tough to keep pace because there are teams running away right now. One of those being Rossville. They're like 5 or 6-0 in conference play already. So every conference victory crucial at this point.
It is.
And you're hoping for a little help at the top.
Little miscommunication on the offensive set. That's okay. Clinton Prairie hanging in on this one. 9-8, down 1 point. Playing much, much better in set 2.
It was one of the few mistakes we've seen Frankfort make tonight. That one shot out like a missile, a little too strong there. Point goes back to the Hot Dogs. And Emily Gil-Gihosa checks in now for Frankfort. Rockhold will not serve. Should just head towards the service line to confuse me a little bit.
She already served.
Love to see both mascots in the house. The Hot Dog, the Gopher. Out entertaining the fans. What a block by Keck. Smith going to set queen. Gophers do a good job at the net of getting a touch. Kaser sends it over. What a play. Flat-footed kill that time for the freshman. Ellie Brettnacher checks in. Ellie leads the team in aces coming in tonight. She has 44 on the season. She is a serving specialist for these Gophers.
And you see it there.
Did I say 44? No, well, now she's got 45. How about that? We'll just keep keep that ticker going, and we're all tied up at 10 on our Healthy Communities of Clinton County scoreboard. Love the raucous environment, the turnout that we have here at the field house at Clinton Prairie. Varsity match going on here in the forefront. Junior high match going on in the background, bringing all the fans out.
I know the other day they had 4 different teams playing at, or 4 different matches going at the same time at Clinton Prairie. Elementary gym, main gym, and 2 in the field house.
That is fantastic.
That is a lot of volleyball.
You love to hear that because that tells you you've got numbers and you've got reinforcements coming. 12-10, Frankfort takes a 2-point lead after things being tied up at 10. See Coach Rushton in the background. Our Hot Dogs having a fantastic season so far at 14-6. They're starting to find their groove. Again, if you missed the top of our telecast, they've won 5 matches in a row and now 13 straight sets.
I would love to see this Frankfort Hot Dog team against Rossville again.
For sure. Yeah, I think the best of the Hot Dogs are still to come this season. They're starting to get into a groove. A timeout taken here, 14-10. The score, we want to thank our friends at Abstract Technology Group, doing IT differently but making it simple. Abstract Technology Group does exactly that. Whether you're located in Indianapolis, Lafayette, or all points surrounding and in between, give them a call at 765-420-TECH or visit abstracttechgroup.com. We're Abstract, we're making it simple. We also want to thank Wampler's Disposal Service and Recycling, where recycling always makes sense. Please call Wampler's at 659-3721 for all your trash, recycling, and scrap needs. Wampler's Disposal Service and Recycling, family owned since 1948. It's been important to Healthy Communities of Clinton County. It's important to the Colts now, implementing mental health education and support programs. Even in the schools, it's making a dramatic positive impact, providing students with tools and resources they need to thrive both academically and emotionally. Laura, you've said this in the previous broadcast, but all Clinton County schools now have evidence-based programs in place just for that.
Correct.
Not just programs, evidence-based.
Yes.
Things that are proven to work.
Yes. So over the last several years, North Central Health Services out of West Lafayette issued grant money, and all the schools in Clinton County took advantage of that and partnered with Healthy Communities, and we went through the suicide prevention and postvention policies, rewrote all of those, and also put prevention programs in place, and like you said, evidence-based prevention programs. So every single school in Clinton County has evidence-based programs. I think you'd be hard to find that in any other county in the state.
And while that is awesome, it's also saddens me because it should be in every single school everywhere. And that's why I love, you also told me before that other organizations and even states and other places are reaching out to you to say, how are you doing this?
Yeah.
And what are you doing and how are you making it work? That is a huge compliment, and it definitely warms my heart to know that other places are wanting to get involved as well.
And, you know, we share that information. We want this to spread. You know, we did a mental health game not too long ago up in White County. We took one over clear to the Indiana-Illinois line, and then the school from Illinois wanted to do one. So we helped them get the stuff to do it. So the more people that we can help, the more people we can reach, the better this is. You know, this mental health crisis isn't limited to just, our community or Indiana. This is a nationwide crisis.
Gophers on the serve. Good low trajectory serve with a little pep on it there.
Nice.
Earns the point in the ace. That'll make it 17-12 now. Again, Gophers donning the purple jerseys for mental health awareness. Not their normal red and black. Gophers in their away blues. Good battle for this point. That one ricochets off.
There's been several nice rallies in this second set. Unfortunately for the Gophers, I think Frankfort has won every single one of them, most of them with a kill from Rockhold. But they're playing, Clint Prairie's playing great defense, very scrappy, nothing's hitting the ground, doing a great job.
That one of those in-betweeners. Those are so tough to know whether to play it or let it go. And players are trying to communicate. Some are saying, get it. Some are saying, let it go. And you get caught in between.
See the Frankfort hot dog mascot with a little dance move in the background there.
A little shimmy. Gophers passing here in set number 2 has definitely been better than what it was in set 1.
Yes. Nice save on that pass too, though, by Perez. Nice little jump and bump to get that out of the net.
Kaser back to serve. Some athletics in her bloodline. And the whistle comes as it was outside the antenna. Kaser's older sister, Kylie Mash, is a fantastic Gopher. We got to see her not long ago play in the alumni game before the season started.
And she's back and coaching at Clint Prairie in the 8th grade.
Love that too, when players return and give their time. We've seen many of them do that over the years.
Which is true of both of these coaches, right?
Both of these coaches at their alma mater from the head coaching perspective. The Hot Dogs also have Macy Matthews and Tanya Olivas that I know played as Hot Dogs.
Haley Wilson, Scott Wilson, both Clint Prairie alumni.
Grace Good.
Grace Good, yep.
I know that even Jade Mulvaney was a standout at Prairie that came back and was coaching for a little while. One of the elementaries. I don't know if she's still doing that.
One of the Malberg girls coaches at Prairie. One of the Goodman girls. So lots of alumni coming back and coaching. I love that as well. I came back after college and volleyball and played St. Joe, same as Kathy, and then came back and coached at Clinton Prairie as well.
Substitution takes place here. That'll be Kira Grizzle who checks in.
Another youngster.
Yeah, youngster, another sophomore.
Yeah.
Rockhold sprints back towards the service line. Her Hot Dogs leading by 7. Trying to take a commanding 2-0 lead here tonight. Pass from Smith to Queen.
Lily Rockhold has just been fantastic tonight. I mean, every time Frankfort needs to make a stop to a Prairie run, Lily Rockhold's the one who's done it. All these long rallies, Lily Rockhold puts an end to it. She's just been on fire for the Hot Dogs.
Morris blocked at the net. Again, another one of those strong suits from Mouty. What a play there from the Hot Dogs defense.
Great defense. Smart hit by the Gophers, though. Hit it at Jalen.
Kaser might have been able to let that one go. Looked like it might be long. Point for the Hot Dogs. Grace Myers, the libero, now back to serve.
She wasn't quite deep enough, so she didn't have a choice. She had to play it.
Frederick puts a good swing on that one. But Frankfort able to return it, find a soft spot in the zone there. That one lands home. Now set point.
And this score is a little more lopsided than what really the plays look like, I feel like. Because like I said, every single long rally has went to Frankfort. This didn't look like a 24-16 game, I don't feel like.
Michael leaves that one a little short. 24-17 now. And Frederick heads back to serve. See the Gopher faithful looking on in the background. That serve long, and that will end it 25-17. Frankfort takes set number 2. We'll step aside when we come back. A crucial set 3 heads your way right here on the ISC Sports Network.
Davis Comfort Solutions.
At Davis Comfort Solutions Heating and Cooling, the name says it all. Davis Comfort Solutions will keep you comfortable all season long with 2 locations, Fowler and Colfax. They service most of central Indiana.
We've got the air necessities, great service and efficiencies, bringing peace and comfort to your life.
DavisComfortSolutions.com.
If you haven't signed up for Mintel Fiber Optic Internet from Mulberry Telecommunications, then you're missing out. We have various packages to choose from and speeds up to a gig. Not to mention each package includes a Wi-Fi 6 wireless router and access to our Mintel Smart Home app, giving you complete control of your network backed by our award-winning customer service. Go ahead and dance till your heart's content in whatever reality you want, even if it's virtual. Mulberry Telecommunications offering the best gig in town. Sign up today at Mintel.net and experience the Mintel difference.
At Wampler's Disposal and Recycling, we take pride in offering waste management for commercial and residential clients. As an industry leader, Wampler's Disposal and Recycling brings the most professional and responsive collection service in the business. Since 1948, our family-owned and operated company has provided excellent service at competitive rates. We offer container rentals as well. Our longevity in the industry is a testament to our excellent service. We serve all of Clinton, Tippecanoe, Boone, Howard, and Carroll counties. For all your waste removal needs, call Wampler Services Incorporated today. You can reach us at 765-659-3721. Visit us online at wamplerservicesinc.com.
Welcome back to Clinton Prairie High School. Set number 3 set to start. 25-13, 25-17. Frankfort leads the Gophers 2-0. This portion of our broadcast brought to us by our friends at Tier 1 Meat Company. We take pride in delivering locally sourced premium beef and pork, the kind of meat that honors the land, respects the craft, and fuels families with real flavor. From custom processing to mission-ready catering, we bring the firepower to elevate every meal and every moment. Founded by veterans, every cut is elite and every customer is family. Step into Tier 1 at 128 West Catherine Street in Flora, or you can visit them online at tier1meatco.com. And we want to thank all of our sponsors here tonight. A fantastic evening on ISC. We have a Clinton County matchup, so the volleyball's fun here. It's also a mental health awareness night. That's why you see the 988 up in the right-hand corner of the screen. That is the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Don't have to remember the long 1-800 number anymore. You can pick up your phone. You don't even have to call it. You can text it. There are people standing by. 988 is the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. With just 3 digits, help is within reach for young Hoosiers facing mental health challenges, whether it's coping with stress, anxiety, or thoughts of self-harm. 988 connects you to passionate professional support 24/7. Back to volleyball, the Hot Dogs We'll start out with the first point here. They lead 1-0.
You know, we at our work had a instance just this week in which we were able to connect somebody with the 988 crisis line and give them somebody to talk to until we could get them into mental health treatment the very next day. And so those are the kind of instances where you see it firsthand work. And that's always, you know, when you know that that funding is going to a good purpose, and just got this person over the hump to make it into treatment the next day.
And that's what's awesome is the company, you're there, right, as a resource and as a company, and then 988 is there. And if you can be that buffer in between a split decision, because we've said this before, you know, sometimes you make a permanent solution to a temporary problem.
Yes.
Because it's a knee-jerk reaction. And if you can just take the time to breathe, reach out for help, whether it's 988, Healthy Communities of Clinton County, a friend, someone, right? Please reach out.
That's right.
You mean the world to somebody.
Yeah, and if you see someone that you feel is struggling, reach out to them. Sometimes a call, a text, a smile, a how are you today makes all the difference in the world. And you may never know it, but it might have made a difference. Or you may find out 10 years down the road that it made a difference. Yeah. But that's, you know, we had shirts last year. Our mental health shirts were just bright yellow smiley faces. And, you know, we got a lot of comments on those. It's like, that shirt just made my day.
Right.
You know? And sometimes that's all it takes is somebody smiling at you, somebody saying hello, somebody asking how you are, to know that you matter to somebody in this world.
And be nice. It's free, right?
It is.
It's free.
It is.
We need it more now than ever.
Yeah, being mean is terrible. There's no reason. When we came back from the break, I saw that Mayor Judy Sheets was there at the game. Very big advocate for mental health. Always declares May Mental Health Month in Clinton County and in the city of Frankfort. And I appreciate her efforts. She has family members with mental health issues and has always been very vocal about her support about mental health. And we appreciate that out of Mayor Sheets and all of the efforts that she makes for the city of Frankfort to promote mental health as well.
Great block at the net from Kaser. Man, I know there's going to be hills and valleys, right? To quote the Torrin Wells song. Mm-hmm. There's going to be some hills and valleys with a young team. But, man, do those hills look so much higher than those valleys.
Yes, there is so much potential in this team. It's crazy, actually. What a dig by Campbell Carter.
Look at the effort, too. I mean, there is no quit in this team, and
nope.
it makes it really fun to watch. And you know that they're a team that they've bought in. They're playing for each other. They're playing for their coach. And Clinton Prairie, let's face it, from the local perspective, they're the team that all these other teams chased all those years, right?
Absolutely.
3 state championships in volleyball.
More sectionals and regionals than you can count, right? I mean, it's just, yeah. Here's the thing. When you're a coach like Kathy Martin, it's hard to take an 8-13 season. I get it. But you have one senior who plays any significant time. You have 3 players that played much of any time last year. Everyone else is a freshman or sophomore, and the sophomores didn't really play last year.
Yeah.
So it you know, she's in a complete rebuilding year, and in spurts they look amazing.
And that's why, you know, when I look down at their record at 8-13, and I kind of said this to you before the broadcast, I'm like, you know, if it were me, I think I'm happy where they're sitting right now, because I get it, they're under 500. But I almost think this team is outperforming expectations, at least from what I thought that they would be this year, because they're so young.
Yeah, I think because there's so much potential and you see it in little spurts.
Yeah.
that makes you know that they can do it. So
It's you want to hurry
it's
up
like,
and get there?
Yeah, you want to get there. It's a little bittersweet almost, right?
Is it kind of like the signs when you're on vacation and it starts saying that you're 30 miles away,
And suddenly it seems like
25 miles away, and
Yeah.
it feels like it takes 8 hours to go the
Yes.
final 30 minutes?
Yep, exactly.
7-6 Frankfort leading here in set number 3. The Gophers trying to steal one and force a set 4. Set 2 was back and forth. We were tied up at 10 at one point.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a little confusing there. Alexis, you see her shrugging and kind of shaking her head. I think she doesn't know why she just tried to set that with one hand either. It was right to her, so.
Going back to 2013 with these two teams, Frankfort leads the series 7-5. So it's been pretty close back and forth.
Yes.
And when you look at common opponents this year, Frankfort, they're 8-1 versus common opponents. That one loss is to Rossville. Clinton Prairie has not played Rossville just yet. It will be a common opponent. Gophers are 4-3.
They've been the ones that they have played the same. I mean, they're fairly close. I think there's one that they, Frankfort beat and Prairie lost to, maybe two. But for the most part, they've been able to be competitive with about the same level as Frankfort.
And one thing I'll say about the volleyball teams in our area for sure, they play some stiff competition.
Yeah,
I mean,
they do. They play good schedules, and you can see their strength rating. You know, if you go like to Max Preps or whatever, especially for small schools, they play pretty strong schedules.
You look at the newly formed Monon Athletic Conference, and Greencastle sits atop there at 6-0. They are 17-4 on the season, having a fantastic year. But there are quite a few teams with winning records, Frankfort included, in that conference. Crawfordsville at 15-8 this year. Cascade at 15-11.
We talked about it at the beginning of the season with the new conference, and we said it was going to be a good conference, and it is.
Great play back and forth seesaw match here in set 3. Substitutions taking place for both teams. Emily Gilgi-Hosa checks in, as well as Ellie Brettnacher for the Gophers.
Be nice to see Ellie Brettnacher just go on a little serving spree here. She's capable of that.
Frankfort able to run her off the line pretty quick. Now Queen back to serve.
I would say one thing that Prairie has not done tonight is go at Jalen Smith and make her play defense a lot, which, you know, I know Coach Martin well enough to know that has to be a strategy, but they just haven't passed well enough to get the sets to be able to do what they want on defense or on offense.
Great serve there. That one lands in. Again, Queen showing some of those serving chops from back there at the service line. So tough. 12-8 lead. It's 4-point lead right now for the Hot Dogs this time out. Brought to us by the South Fork Restaurant. Whether you dine in or carry out, the South Fork Restaurant is known for daily lunch and dinner specials, fresh and ever frozen whole catfish, hand-battered tenderloins, and award-winning onion rings. And guess what? Every Thursday night, they do all-you-can-eat fried chicken. That place is absolutely packed right now. There is not a parking spot to be had outside of our offices in Mulberry. The kitchen's open Monday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. Stop in at 105 South Glick Street or visit southforkpub.com for the latest menu options.
I just start going there before I come to work here.
There you go. Fried chicken, man. That's some good stuff. While we got a minute, we also want to thank JXN Stump Solutions. If you're tired of unsightly tree stumps ruining your yard, let us take care of it. We've got the equipment and experience to get the job done right, offering 3 tiers of service that will rejuvenate your yard, all at competitive, budget-friendly rates. Call 242-9523 today for a free estimate. JXN Stump Solutions, rooted in service, driven to remove. 3-point game. So Gophers earn that last point. And they'll bring in number 10. Unfortunately, with the purple jerseys tonight, number 10 is not on our roster.
It's Madison German Potter is number 10.
Thank you very much for that.
And she's done a good job coming in and serving tonight.
I'm glad that you have the connections. You were able to make that happen for us. Occasionally when teams go with an alternate jersey, they'll switch things up on us. That one tipped at the net, but it landed in anyway.
Nice.
Kill credited to the Gophers. I believe that came off the kill of Kaser.
She's so athletic.
Didn't get a ton on it, but was able to hang there long enough.
She actually, that really did remind me of Kylie Mash right there, that hang time. That just pure athleticism. Those genetic things were coming out in her.
Rockhold.
I don't know where she got her genes, but man.
When she gets that downward swing on it, good night. Perfect pass and timing, able to uncork one. Sophie Michael checks back in for the Hot Dogs. And now another one of the top servers on this Hot Dog team heads to the service line in Jalen Smith.
And the jinx.
That's a broadcaster jinx that happens. Jalen, I am sorry. Gopher fans unapologetic here, though. They'll take that point back on their side of the net. Not something that you see Jalen do very often.
No, she serves a high percentage.
She is so just consistent. And I know we talk so much about her, but it's because she's that good. I mean, she really is. There's not anything on the floor that she's not good at.
Right. She's just effortless. I feel that way about Lily Rockhold, too. Like, both of them, they almost are, they don't look as spectacular as they are because they make it look so effortless.
Yeah, easy. And it's not easy.
No, it's not. But they make it look easy. And if they don't make something perfect, they're just so calm about it. And so like, oh, that's on me. It's okay. Because they know they're going to come back the next time and just, do it perfect. It's, like, not a problem. I've got this.
If you're a college coach, why would you not be recruiting Jalen right now and also Lily for next year? I mean, I would team them back up at the college game. As much as you can tell, there's a chemistry between those two players.
Yeah, I'm sure that is happening.
Now, obviously, they have to have the same interests and want to go to the same place and things of that nature. But if I'm a college coach, I'm doing whatever I can to convince these two to get there.
Yeah, they just both are that good that they make it look effortless. I can't remember who we were talking about the other day, but I said sometimes they're better than they look because they're not falling on the floor all the time and all of that. And they do a good job running through the ball, maybe Queen. But that's the same with Jalen and Lily. Like, they just are so good that they make it look so easy. You don't realize how amazing they really are.
Frederick back to serve here. Gophers trailing by 3. If you're just tuning in, Frankfort took set number 1, 25-13. They bested the Gophers 25-17 in set 2. Gophers improved by 4 points. And so far here, Gophers putting up a little bit more of a fight. Looking even better in set 3. That swing did not have the downward angle that it needed.
No,
and now a substitution as Vega is going to come in for Michael.
And Campbell Carter does a really good job in that libero spot of taking that. If the setter digs, she does a really good job of taking that second hit and setting for the hitters. That was actually a really nice set.
Carmen Vega, who has only got 11 or 12 sets in so far this season because she was injured earlier and then had to get practices in to be eligible to play. And she joined the team, and she's done a fantastic job from the service line. Through 11 sets, she had 6 aces.
We saw her serve the other night, and she is a very good server.
And when she doesn't earn the ace, she makes it very difficult on the defense, which leads to some free ball opportunities for Frankfort. Queen punches that one long. That'll stop the service run from Vega. And Brett Knocker set the check back in here for the Gophers. And as you said a little bit ago, they need her right here.
They do.
She needs to go on a run, one of those patented Brett Knocker runs from the service line. There was a match either earlier this season or last year where I think she served 10 straight points.
Yeah,
and they had to call a timeout to start a match.
Yeah, she is very capable of that. That is for sure.
(18-15). As you mentioned at these events, not only are we spreading the word through TV, not only are the players wearing shirts in the gymnasium, but there is an information booth that's set up at or around the concession stand at these venues, depending on where it's at, of course.
There
with
is
all sorts of information and flyers and pamphlets and things that you can get.
Yep, all kinds of resources, giveaways, information. One of the things I love the most are these like little 988 business cards that we have. You know, you think somebody's struggling, you leave it on their desk, you slide it in their locker, you put it in their car, you know, just leave them where people might be, you know. I love the 988 little business cards. And anyone can order that stuff online for free, that you can get a pretty decent amount of supplies delivered to your home or business.
Miss hit by Kaser that time. Gives the Hot Dogs a pretty good commanding lead here. It was a 3-point match. Now it's up to 6. Gophers want to take a timeout and talk things over. Hot Dogs just 4 points away from closing this out here this evening. Again, we just want to remind everybody at home it's okay to not be okay, but it's also okay to reach out for help. By openly discussing mental health, we can break down the stigma and encourage others to seek support. So many in the community have joined that already, Healthy Communities being one of them, the Indianapolis Colts being a great partner as well. Again, for the ESPYs, they were named the 2025 Humanitarian Team of the Year for their Kicking the Stigma campaign.
Yeah, and what I said this earlier, but what a great legacy for Jim Irsay. His daughter is in charge of the Kicking the Stigma campaign, Kaylin Jackson. She's the one that runs this part of the Colts organization, and she just does an amazing job with it.
Out of the timeout, Gophers not going to earn the point. Kaser begging for it.
Saying it was blocked out of bounds. What I love about the buy-in, about this campaign, is the buy-in from the players, right? It's easy if an organization at the top does, you know, a campaign, but this is buy-in from the players that is amazing. It's just a neat thing to watch.
What a hit that time from Perez. Just had to send it over and does so at such an angle it almost looked like a kill.
It did. It was very tight to the net.
And here is Madison German Potter, number 10, who just checked back in to serve.
She's come in and done a really nice job serving for the Gophers tonight.
Great up that time, Jalen Smith, and then Keck there to help clean it up. But then the kill comes right down the middle. Avery Lennon, the sophomore, she was licking her chops on that one.
There's that little glimpse, right? That little glimpse of hope. You know, really, for next, you hate to talk about next year when you're just in the middle of this year, but next year they need to replace a middle hitter in Brooklyn Morris, and everybody else, the rest of the support staff is back.
Yeah, and more help on the way.
Yeah, more help on the way.
Frankfort will have a hurdle, obviously, with the setter graduating. They'll also lose a very tough player, all-around contributor in Addie Keck, who's serving right now for Frankfort. But they return the bulk of their team as well. And we've seen some of their younger players when given the opportunity. Like, again, the other night at Fountain Central, Frankfort was so dominant. We saw some other younger players like Addie Gephardt and Sadie Sheets and some of those that will be back next year get
Yeah.
to come in. Morgan Berry.
And they just came in and did a great job,
You didn't
right?
even-
They were just
You
solid.
didn't notice they were on the floor
You
because
didn't.
they did exactly what they were supposed to do wherever they were placed.
Absolutely, and that's what you want if you're Coach Rushton. You want to be able to put those players in and it be seamless, and it absolutely was.
Great kill opportunity there, but, oh, it was touched.
Touch.
They give the point to Frederick and the Gophers. That was
Making
a
a little
big-time
run.
swing, and I thought it looked like it ricocheted upwards a little bit because her arm trajectory was definitely coming down. And she kind of glimpsed at the official like, you're going to call that, right? They touched that ball. Now, this is the only bad thing about the field house is sometimes you get these big kills. Obviously, the match on the other side is ended. You got to go
Where'd
hunt
the
the ball down.
go? There it is.
23-19, the Gophers not trying to go away quietly here. And a block at the net there. Once again, it's Lennon, the super sophomore, showing off some skills from the middle blocking position there.
Yeah, and really, I mean, has got her timing down, has had several blocks in this game.
Mowdy sends it over. That time elected to try to dink it. Battle at the net.
Another good block.
Free ball opportunity for the Gophers now. They go back to Frederick. She punches it across, another point. And this young Gopher squad ecstatic. Putting up a fight here, 23-21, and Coach Rushton has now seen enough. She wants to halt this run from the Gophers.
Yeah, I think that was a very smart timeout by Coach Rushton. Regroup. I think if you're Coach Rushton, I believe that Jalen is front row. If she gets a good pass up to her, maybe try the dump. If not, then go out to Lily Rockhold. I know she's been blocked a few times, but she has 16-plus kills on the night. She is your go-to player.
Right.
I think you run her out of the middle, though.
When the game's on the line, you don't care if the other team knows where you're going.
Yeah.
You got to go to your best, right?
But I think you run her a 32 or you bring her across into the middle. Show them a little something different. That's one thing we have not seen Frankfort do tonight is run people in different places, right? Which they did so well against Fountain Central. That also is a testimony to how well Clinton Prairie actually is taking Frankfort out of their offense. I would say Frankfort offensively has not been nearly the well-oiled machine that we saw on Monday.
Set one was probably the closest we had seen to that.
Yes.
Gophers earn another point here off the ace from the freshman in Kaser. And again, these young players that we're seeing all across the county, they just have ice in their veins. It's like, I've done this before, no big deal. Back-to-back aces for Kaser. We're tied up at 23.
And you remember we talked about keys to victory, that emotional regulation, right? And really talking about that, a lot of that was about Clinton Prairie and their young team. But the one thing about it is when they're on a high, right?
Tonight's game brought to us by the Willow Creek Barn, where they've been voted the Knott's Best of Weddings for 4 years in a row. Nestled just outside of Frankfort, Indiana, the venue offers stunning indoor and outdoor ceremony options with breathtaking photo opportunities, providing the perfect backdrop for your dream barn wedding. To start planning your unforgettable day, just visit thewillowcreekbarn.com. We also want to thank Abstract Technology Group, doing IT differently, making it simple. Abstract Technology Group does exactly that, whether you're located in Indianapolis, Lafayette, or all points surrounding and in between. Call 765-420-TECH or visit abstracttechgroup.com. We're Abstract, making it simple. Quick check of the Healthy Community scoreboard in our upper left, all knotted up at 23 coming out of the timeout. The freshmen in case are back-to-back aces to tie this thing up. And the The icing from the hot dogs works there.
Yep. Veteran move by Coach Rushton.
And now you have your senior leader, one of your captains, Jalen Smith at the service line, trying to close things out here in straight sets.
I actually think for Prairie it's safer to have Jalen in the back row, though. Again, a nice block by Clinton Prairie.
And you said go over in two. That time Frankfort was ready for it. No, they call a lift. What an effort from the Gophers. But a lift is called. That's going to close it out 25-23. Ladies and gentlemen at home, you got your money's worth tonight. That is for sure. Fantastic night of volleyball here on the ISC Sports Network. Frankfort takes set one, 25-13, 25-17, 25-23. They close it out in straight sets. They have now won 6 matches in a row and 15 straight sets. Coach Kia Rushton and her team doing a fantastic job. Laura, your thoughts on what we saw here tonight?
So I think if you're a Frankfort, you're obviously always happy to get a county victory,
Yep.
right? I mean, that is never anything you're disappointed by. I think Kia has to be a little concerned that the offense wasn't the well-oiled machine that we've been seeing the last 5 matches. But to go away with a 3-set victory over a county rival, you'll take it any day. If you're Clinton Prairie, man, you had moments of brilliance, right? And you're so young. Like, don't be discouraged. I think, the potential is just it's there, and don't be discouraged. At times you looked brilliant, and there's little things to work on. You get that serve reception cleaned up and increase that hitting percentage, and you may be a little shocker, a little surprise come sectional time.
The Gophers, if Coach Kathy Martin could figure out, when we were kids, we had the little the jars, and you go out and catch the lightning bugs, and you'd put them in a jar. If she could figure out how to do that, harness that energy when they're playing really well, and just open that when needed, it would be amazing for these Gophers. They're going to figure it out, though. Our player of the match tonight, you see her walking up the stairs there. Number 2, Lily Rockhold, is our Frankfort Eagles Clinton County player of the match. She was fantastic from the onset. There was a pep in her step from jump in set number 1. I felt like she really set the tone.
She really did. And, we talked about it. You don't always realize how fantastic she is because you just are used to it, right? And she just doesn't make a lot of errors, and when they needed it, she came through. When they were, when Clinton Prairie was on a run, Lily Rockhold would end the run. When it was a long rally, Lily Rockhold would win the rally for them.
And one of my favorite highlights of the night wasn't even included there in the montage because it wasn't a kill. It was a diving attempt to keep a ball alive that earned Frankfort a point there late in set number 2. Fantastic night here on the ISC Sports Network. Again, please remember at home, help spread the word about 988, the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. You can text it, you can call it. If you have a friend or loved one or you yourself is struggling, it is okay to not be okay. It's also okay to ask for help. Let's together step on the stigma. Let's kick the stigma. Whatever you want to call it, let's make sure it happens so that we quit losing young ones, loved ones, those that we care about to unnecessary self-harm and things of that nature. And even, mental health it's something that can be treated. So, Laura, I appreciate all you guys do in the community. Thank you for another wonderful night, another mental health night here on the ISC Sports Network.
Thank you to ISC for helping us with these games.
For our fantastic crew at ISC, for Sam Wall, Elijah Mash, Tony Stewart, Laura Archibald, I am Sean Walker. Thank you for tuning in tonight. We appreciate it. Make sure you come back to ISC tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. 4 or 5 games live across our network right here on ISC.
We've all heard the question, if a tree falls in a forest, does it make a sound? Honestly, we're not sure either. But what we do know is that if it falls in your yard, it usually leaves behind an unsightly stump that you'll be stuck mowing around. At JXN Stump Solutions, we'll get rid of that stump for good, and here's the best part. We offer free estimates, so you'll know the cost before the work begins. We deliver quality work from a professional, locally owned company with a commitment to leaving your property cleaner, safer, and stump-free. Contact us today at